Hi, I'm Reza. In this video, I'm going to give a quick demo of EngHub, a platform like GitHub, but built for engineers to share and collaborate. What makes EngHub special is that it gives you a GUI over your shared network drive to manage the files, uploaded files, and version control them. Also note this example applies to other shared drives like Google Drive or OneDrive. Here, I'm showing a network drive that a lot of us engineers use to collaborate and share contents with other colleagues. When entering these shared drive, projects often appears as single folders. The only information available is the folder name, which can be very vague. However, if these projects are linked with EngHub software, we can display more information. For example, by selecting the database created for this demonstration, you can see the project details, such as title, description, photo, and the owner of the project. Additionally, you can see which user have access to the shared drive and what projects they were working on. To explain it better, I will first log in. Here on my profile, I can see the projects that I've been working on. For the next step, I'm going to upload a new project. On this page, I first choose a title and description with the formatting I want. I also need a clear, short description to understand the purpose of this project. Details can be added to the project to make it easier for others to find the project, such as a photo or file type that I'm going to upload, and tags. Tags are particularly very helpful because they categorize my project and make it much easier for me to find it. I'll explain it later on, by the end of this video. Since my friend and I are working on this project, I will select him as a collaborator. Another feature for this software is allow me to link these projects to a previous project. To do this, I simply need to add the idea of each relevant project here. In the last section, I can attach a file or a presentation to provide more content. In this example, I'm adding a specification document that this project needs to follow. After uploading, all these information is displayed on the main page, such as the storage used by this project and the description. Now, instead of searching through the shared drive folders, this software presents all those information in an organized manner. The next section displays how each project is linked to other. Here, I can see this project is linked to 3 other references that I pick during uploading the project. Clicking on any of them returns me to the previous project, revealing how those projects link to other. This means if a new employee joins the company, instead of goofing around and finding all those files, they can just view this graph and understand how those projects evolve during time and how they are connected. In the Dependents section, I manage the files. Here, I will upload the folder and choose a commit message. A commit is a note to help myself remember the reason for uploading those files. After uploading, there is a note field next to each file where users can leave their comments, so the next person viewing those files understand the background behind them. Next, I wanted to update those files and upload the new version of them. I go to my remote machine, and on Abacus software, I edit the element size and make them larger. After doing so, I save it and go back and replace the folder with the new version. When I do this, you will see V2 next to the file, matching my comments. In front of it, you will see a brain icon. The brain icon compares the previous version with the new version to highlight their differences. This is useful when the collaborators forget to commit the changes, so the AI simplify the process. When I click here, my computer GPU start working. This GPU usage is not for ChatGPT, it's for my computer. Since AI security is a major concern for many companies, this offer runs a local AI on your computer. In other words, only the owner of the computer can access the AI. After that, I can even add or remove comments. Before defining the light bar, I wanted to check my profile again on the left side. It shows that I only have 20 gig of storage. In other words, you can limit the amount of storage each user has access to. So in long term, using the software prevent application or unnecessary storage usage. I can check any of these projects to see which is consuming the most space. Scrolling down. I see my welding project is taking a lot of storage. Going to the dependency, I see a strange file here. I think the reason for the huge search is that it's likely to this file. Now, let me check the log file. I see. I uploaded a series of files, but my friend uploaded the PDF file and even tried to replace it 15 minutes later. So, the log file allows you to see who worked on the project and what action they took, replacing, deleting, uploading. So your file doesn't disappear suddenly. This software provides useful access feature.
For instance, each project has a unique ID. Sharing that ID can access to that specific project. Additionally, in the dependency section, each file with its each version has a unique ID. So you can give that unique ID to your colleague, allowing them to find that version. It's much easier than sharing the path directory. Furthermore, when you download the file or dependency, it's respect the version you selected. For example, I select initial file for the first 3 files and v2 for the last one. When I download, the downloaded files are according to those specific versions. This allows me to have a folder with exact file versions I intended to have, providing a better version controlling. I want to emphasize this software doesn't provide storage. It uses the storage your company provided. It acts as a GUI over your existing storage. So when you right-click on the file, it directs you to the directly where that file exists on your shared drive. Additionally, middle-clicking or control-left-clicking opens a new page, enabling you to work with multiple projects simultaneously. Finally, I would like to explain the tags. When I go to my projects and click on Welding tag, it shows me all projects created with the welding tag. We see 2 projects here. If I return to my project and I click on IGBT, the project with IGBT tags are displayed. This allows me to categorize my projects with different titles, making it easier for my colleagues to find the project they needed to. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the better version of EngHub and a great getting started guide, email me at enghubnetwork@gmail.com. Your feedback will directly shape the next release.